Why are we all so addicted to food? Why are we all so powerfully driven to consume particular foods? And usually they're not the good ones. Really, I think a powerful way to think about this is really just that food is a drug, right? Food is something that you consume to feel good. It's not like when someone's drinking or smoking, or doing drugs, that they think that this is healthy, this is good for me. Like they are thinking, I know this is bad for me, but I'm going to do it anyway because it feels good. This is exactly the same when it comes to cake or chocolate or lollies. I sit down and thinking, I know this is bad for me, but I'm going to do it anyway. I always think it's funny with the Snickers, right? It says really satisfies hunger. Who's hungry and then says, I think I need a Snickers? It's not satisfying hunger at all. It's just entertainment. It just feels good. It's just, if anything, it makes you more hungry for more chocolate. It doesn't make anything satisfied other than our dopamine centers, brain chemicals. And this is what it does. It releases that brain chemicals. It makes you feel good. And then you just get hooked, and it causes cravings. Like smokers have cravings, like alcoholics have cravings. Food, if you're having cravings for a particular type of high calorie, bad for you food, you're having a drug fueled kind of experience there. You're having a craving in the way that any addict would have for their particular vice. Look, and I know myself, I've been way overweight, and it'll never be gone completely, this aspect of food for anyone, I think. But look, I can just speak for myself. I know that it's like when you think about a particular food, or you see an ad about it, you get a craving, and then all of a sudden it just gets in your head, and you're just like, you're thinking about it all the time, thinking about what it would taste like and how you want it and how good it would be to have it, and it just gets into your head and gets into your soul, and you just can't think about anything else, and you must satisfy this desire and this craving, and it's overwhelming, and it's full on, that is exactly what it's like for drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. This is exactly what happens. Food is no different. Having this knowing inside of you, this knowing about it, is that this is just a junkie-like experience, to be having these cravings and have to satisfy them, and it's something that's just going to be helpful when you consider having it, because it's normal to think, oh, well, it's food, so that's okay, because it's so innocent, and that's why we're allowed to have it. It's encouraged. It's at every family get-together. It's on ads on TV, and it's being advertised all over the place, and high sugar content, high fat content, all these types of products, and it makes you feel good, so you want to do it, and everyone's doing it, and so it's okay. But the truth is, we're having a very junkie-like experience with all these cravings, all these high sugar, high fat foods. They are hijacking our brains. Part of what keeps someone in a bad relationship with a particular drug or alcohol or food is having this mindset around it that, it's not so bad. If someone's hooked on weed, for example, they're a stoner, they don't do much, but then the thing is, they're not really hurting anyone, they're not doing anything, so they're like, it's not so bad. But the truth is that they end up not doing a lot with their lives. Later on, a lot of them come to regret that, but it's all so subtle. And when it's subtle, because if they're constantly feeling like, it's not so bad, then they're never motivated to do anything about it. It doesn't change their relationship with it. At some point they have to recognize that this is something that's not helping me. This is something that's really quite negative for me. And until that shift happens, it's going to be hard to change it. So I think it's really having that deeper knowing that this is not healthy. This is not healthy on multiple levels. This is my brain's getting hijacked. This is not good for me. Makes a huge difference. Some people might question the usefulness of just thinking about these kind of things and talking about things like this, but there's something really powerful about how we think about something, and how that influences our behavior around it, and then inevitably the results that produces in our lives. When we're changing the way that we are being with a particular thing, we're changing our relationship with it, our feel, like the way that we see it. It's like when you have a particular relationship with someone, and they say, you find out that they've done something that you didn't quite approve of, or whatever it might be, it changes how you feel about them. And then and then it changes the way that you interact with them and the choices that if you choose to spend time with them or not, or whether you choose to create some distance, or or maybe in a positive way too. You think they've done something really positive that you really agree with and you really like, and then it changes the way you feel about them, and so you want to spend more time with them. And then the way that we see something has a huge impact on how we then want to interact with things. And then when we want to interact a particular way with something, then that changes the amount of time we spend with it and how we do it. And then again, obviously, it changes the results that we get in the world. So when we change the way that we think about food, we change the way that we see these negative foods and their impact on our personalities and our lives, it changes the way that we want to interact with it. And then that changes how much we interact with it. And then obviously that changes our results in life. So I see this as a practical philosophy, a practical psychological discussion. It's because it's going to come downstream from that. So our results are downstream from our feelings and our thoughts about things. So getting this insight, I see as a very practical, results-driven thing. It's a philosophy, but then that philosophy is going to have an impact on your feelings and your thoughts, and then your interactions, and then your results. Let me know how that goes for you, because I think that can make a huge difference for people, and what you think now, and then later on come back and maybe make another comment and tell us how you go with that and how it's made a difference for you. So enjoy that, and I'll see you next time.